Hi, everyone, and welcome to our student experience panel. So this session is a great chance to hear some stories directly from our current UBC Engineering students. We will not be using the Q&A for this session, but our chat moderators are happy to answer any of your questions in the event-wide chat. A short introduction from myself. My name is Chloe. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a third-year materials engineering student at the UBC Vancouver campus. And I'm also currently doing my co-op as the Events and Communication Coordinator for the Faculty of Applied Science, and I am your moderator this evening. Now, I would like to give our amazing panelists a chance to introduce themselves from both Okanagan and Vancouver. So, Amrita, would you like to go first?
Of course. My name's Amrita. I'm currently in my third year of chemical engineering. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm on some design teams that I'm going to talk about today. And I'm also at the Vancouver campus. Thanks.
Thank you. Heenan?
Hi, my name is Heenan Bird. I'm in the 5th and last year of my manufacturing engineering degree at the University of British Columbia. My pronouns are he, him, and I've done about 16 months of co-op, and I'm excited to talk about my Go Global experience today.
And lastly, Rosine.
Hello, my name is Rosine. I'm a third year civil engineering student here at UBC Okanagan, and I've worked as a transition mentor for the past couple summer months, and also I'm an international peer for the School of Engineering. Yeah, so I'm excited to be here.
Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. And audience, I hope you are excited as we will be hearing a lot more about each of these students' experiences at UBC and the many opportunities available. So to start off our conversation, I would like to begin with kind of an all-encompassing question. So we have a lot of students here who want to learn more about UBC engineering, and you guys probably have over the past 2 days. But one thing that really helped me decide where I wanted to go for university was hearing current students' reasons for choosing the school and program. So let's ask our panelists. What inspired you to pursue a degree in engineering, and what led you to choose UBC over other universities? Heenan and Amrita, do you want to take a chance at this question?
Sure, I'd love to. I think really I wanted to be in engineering because I wanted to make things. I was really interested and passionate about what can I build in the world. And this kind of started in the automotive space, but over the course of my degree, what I've been involved with in engineering has changed a lot. But it's really always come back to that. How can I solve complex problems by building things? UBC specifically, a large portion of what drew me here was kind of the international program. And so I speak kind of specifically about Go Global. That's something I've been able to engage with in my degree, but being able to combine that with engineering and studying engineering abroad, I thought would be really valuable, and now really was really valuable.
Thank you. That's a really good answer. I've been looking into the Go Global and our exchange programs, and they look so amazing. And I want to travel more. I also have more questions later, so we'll get into that in a bit. But Amrita, would you like to answer this question?
For sure. So I'm from BC. I'm from Surrey, which is about an hour and a half drive away from campus. So something that was really important to me when choosing a university was distance, because I wanted to be close to my family, of course. So I chose UBC because it was close to home, and it was also a really reputable program in Canada. So it was kind of the best of both worlds for me. Specifically UBC versus other schools in Metro Vancouver, because there were so many social and also technical opportunities with regards to like design teams, clubs, and I feel like I'm kind of a social butterfly, so those things really were appealing to me. So yeah, that was what made UBC my top choice.
Amazing. Yeah, I've definitely found the community here at UBC to be incredible. So many opportunities. I actually moved from Ontario, so a bit of a far move. And so a lot of you in the audience may be moving away from home for university, as some of us have. So another essential aspect of the student experience is finding that sense of community, especially when you're really far away from home. So maybe, Rosine, could you tell us a bit more about your experience with community at UBC? How did you find your community? And did you find the community to be sufficiently diverse?
Yeah, honestly, at the first time I was so scared because when I reached here, there was only one Rwandan I'm from Rwanda, East Africa, so there was like only one person, UBC Okanagan. And then in Jumpstart, I attended Jumpstart, and then I met another person from Rwanda, and then I met with other people from East Africa, and then I met like other international friends who were like, I'm far from home, I don't know anyone, and I'm like, me too. Yeah, so Jumpstart was the first time I met people whom we have kind of similar problems of finding the community. And then later on, I met other people in like events. I was living on residence life had different events to connect people. So I met other people there and I got to learn about each and every culture in UBC. It's so diverse and it's so beautiful. Just go there and paint each other for Diwali. Like it was amazing to see the diverse community. And another thing would say that helped me find community here is student associations. Um, I'm part of the African Caribbean Student Club, so that also helped me like feel at home, even far from home. Yeah, so the main things which helped me find the community are student associations, events, and jumpstart orientation programs. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your answer. Amrita, do you have anything you'd like to add? On the side of like, were there any clubs or design teams that maybe helped you find a sense of community within the engineering program?
Yeah, for sure. So in my second year, I decided to join a design team called UBC Waste Nuts. So it's kind of a sustainability design team where there's a bunch of different projects happening at once. And I joined in the role of a lab manager because I knew I wanted to kind of gain leadership experience as well as, organization and all that. And also technical skills like lab skills. And something that I wasn't really expecting from joining a design team was how much community you can find in one. Personally, I met 2 upper year students in my program who gave me so much guidance in my second year. At UBC, your second year is like your first year in your program. So getting to meet upper year students was so helpful. They gave me so much good advice for my classes and helped me prepare for exams, which was so nice. And just future course planning and stuff. So I would say that community is really easy to find even when you're not expecting it, and that's why I really love UBC.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm also involved in Waste Nuts, but on one of their sub teams, so more of like the hands-on work where we develop kombucha leather. So in my experience, it's been a really great way to get that hands-on technical experience. Also, like being in the lab. Well, like my courses don't really have labs. And then, yeah, as you talked about, like the upper years, there's 2 upper years in my program who were also on council, which I was on. So it's just a really great way to connect. Just to switch up a little bit, I know a lot of you guys who are watching might end up moving away from home and may be curious about living arrangements. So the great thing about residence, which we kind of touched on, is that it's another great way to find your community in university and connect with your peers. So I lived in residence in my first year, but now I'm currently a commuter, and I'd say both have their pros and cons. Keenan, you have lived in residence as well, but you've also been a residence advisor. Would you like to elaborate a bit more on your residence experience at UBC Okanagan? Would you recommend it and why?
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. So for some context, I spent 1 year living in dorms as a student and the past 3 years as a residence advisor, which means, again, I live in dorms, but I work in residence to manage a dorm of residents and try and build community in that dorm. Residence life can look very different for different people, but for me, it's probably been one of the most valuable parts about my university experience, specifically being in an environment with so many people from so many different cultures and backgrounds gives you an incredible opportunity to try activities, events, learn about the world in a way that's really just not possible if you're not constantly surrounded by people from a different background than you. I highly recommend it. UBC Okanagan has a first-year guarantee where you can live in residence, but overall, it's been incredibly valuable to me.
Thank you. Yeah, I've definitely found that too. And just on that note, UBC Vancouver also has the guaranteed first year as long as you fill out the residence application before May 1st. So I'm just going to switch things over a bit so we can chat about some of the other amazing opportunities that we have. So UBC has the second largest co-op program in Canada, which enables you to gain paid work experience through your undergrad. Co-ops can range anywhere from 4 months, 8 months, 12 months, or even 16 months. I'm currently on an 8-month co-op working for the Faculty of Applied Science, and it's been a really nice stepping stone, a break from classes, and just a nice way to get into the workplace and good experience. And our panelists here have also participated in the co-op program, so I will let them tell you about their experience. And Rita, you've been on co-op. Could you tell us a bit about your experience and what resources and support you utilized from the UBC Engineering co-op program, or any other resources to help you?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm currently on co-op right now, actually. I'm going to be on co-op for a year. Basically, my whole third year at UBC will be spent working, which I'm so excited about because I'm kind of tired of school. So it's a nice break. Something that I really used about the co-op program that's different from just kind of job hunting in general was the co-op advisors. So when you join co-op, you're assigned like a specific advisor to help you, to kind of guide you through like general resume writing, interviews, which was so helpful for me because I had never done a technical interview before. So when I started getting invited to interviews after I was applying, I kind of realized like I was so excited, but I have no idea how to, behave during an interview. So I was able to schedule a mock interview with my advisor, Cherry, and she was so helpful. She basically provided me like all the questions, technical and non-technical, that were really common in my industry. And I found during the mock interview, like I would get more and more comfortable answering these questions and being professional. So that was something that's super hard to find outside of a co-op program. And that really helped me secure a job. I think my stats were like I applied to around 50 jobs and I had 3 interviews and I got 2 offers. So whatever Cherry taught me really worked. So I was really happy about that. And yeah, just getting access to the co-op portal, which makes job hunting so much easier, was really great. So I always encourage my friends and family to apply for co-op.
Amazing, thank you. And I know from like yesterday, and some of you might have questions about co-op. You can get co-ops abroad, and our portal does post co-ops from all over Canada and some international ones as well. So if you like to travel like me, that's a great way to get more travel experience. So UBC also has a great exchange program. So we have, as Heenan mentioned, the UBC-wide Go Global program and our Coordinated International Experience program specific to engineering students. So Heenan, you mentioned you completed exchange. Could you tell us a little bit more about what that was like and how that experience has impacted your overall university experience?
Yeah, that's a great question. I came to UBC a lot because of the Go Global program. And then the CIE program specifically allowed me to kind of specialize my coursework abroad in engineering. This was great for 2 reasons. One, that abroad experience, going to another university, living in another country, traveling, I thought was a fantastic thing to do in college, and I gained a lot from it. But also going abroad and being able to kind of work my courses in with another university allowed me to really specialize my degree. So I took courses in machine learning, data mining, applied analytics. And because I took these courses, I was able to turn that work into a summer internship at a software startup based out of Seattle. So, I mean, really in UBC's motto, "To mess, it's yours." It's really it's a serious thing. It's yours. I mean, you make out of the degree what you want, and you make out of the abroad experience or the work experience what you want. And that's really what I did with CIE.
Amazing, thank you. So we've heard some really amazing stories from everyone, and UBC has amazing opportunities, not only through our programs, but the incredible design teams and our more than 400 campus-wide clubs at the Vancouver campus. And so there's truly a place for everyone here. And as Heenan said, you can really customize your degree and make it yours. But also, so coming to university is a really exciting time and a big new chapter in everyone's lives, but it's also a little intimidating. I know I was definitely intimidated. And so to help ease some of your potential anxieties, I think it would be nice to hear from the panelists how they managed the transition from high school to university, because it's a big step. So Rosine, what was the transition from high school classes to university courses like for you? And then kind of what resources did you use to manage your course load?
Honestly, yeah, it can be intimidating to just move from a 20 people class to 300 people. It was kind of not what you want in life. But then here, I found office hours very important, because here at UBC Okanagan, you can book or talk to your professor one-on-one during their office hours. Most of the professors have those office hours, so that if you feel like it's not going to your speed in class, you can just have that personal time to go over stuff to your pace. And also Student Learning Hub was a great opportunity for me to explore, to get supplemental learning, because they have supplemental learning strategists. Like, there are students who are in Apaya, they have taken the same classes you're taking, but then they are more experienced than you. So you can just book and then learn from them. They give free tutoring. It's for free. So yeah, free tutoring. I used it a lot and helped me get a lot of work done in time, as long, especially for 171. I was so bad at card drawing. I've never drawn before. And then we had a project for 171, and then I had every Friday I'll be like, I need supplemental learning on this. I cannot do this on my own. So it helped me a lot to get on the pace of others. Yeah. Yeah. So Student Learning Hub and office hours were the best.
Yes, definitely some very good tips. And yeah, engineering, you can't do it by yourself. It's really important to have that community, have those support systems. At Vancouver, we have the Engineering Undergraduate Society, which also provides lots of resources and peer tutoring sessions, completely free for most of your first year courses. And then there's also just other campus-wide tutoring services. So there's lots of resources to help you with anything you need. Keenan and Amrita, anything to add, or any good study strategies that work well for you?
I'd like to add, I see a lot of first-year engineers, especially because I work in residence as a residence advisor, have a lot of difficulty as the year goes on. And that's the reason for that really is often people put things off. Engineering is a process of building knowledge, and it's amazing what you can do once you build that knowledge, but it's really a sequential process. And so asking questions early on, taking kind of control of your own learning is really key to success. And probably also one of the really cool things about engineering is you get to make decisions about what you're going to learn and what path you're going to take.
Amazing. Thank you. Amrita, anything that helped you?
Yeah, I would say when I got to university, the biggest study tip I got from a professor was to focus on what you don't know or what you don't understand, because I think it's really easy to, when you understand one part of a lecture, to focus on that and to keep redoing those problems because it makes you feel so confident. But I think admitting when you're bad at something is a really good habit to have. And being able to ask for help, go to a TA, go to your professor's office hours if you're not understanding something, because those things are going to be the difference between you doing good in a class and great in a class. And yeah, just admitting to myself when I need help has been super helpful.
Yeah, definitely. And mistakes help you learn. It's part of the learning process. Next, I'm just going to quickly shift our conversation into specific engineering programs. So UBC has various programs that you can pursue as a second year. So if you are a post-secondary transfer student, this might be something that you are thinking of right now. At UBC Vancouver and Okanagan campuses, students start in their foundational first year, where they can take courses in the foundations of engineering, such as math, chemistry and physics, English, and the engineering design. And then at the end of first year study, engineering students will select their engineering program through the second year placement process. So I'll just note that at the Okanagan campus, engineering students are guaranteed a seat in their program of choice. So that means that if you're interested in civil, for example, you're guaranteed a seat in civil. And then at the Vancouver campus, it is competitive based on your first year GPA. But Amrita, how would you say your first year experience and UBC's foundational first year helped you inform your decision to apply to the program that you're currently in?
For sure. So I would say that straight out of high school, I already knew that I wanted to go into engineering, and I was kind of set on chemical engineering already. But I feel like when you're in high school, it's hard to actually understand like what you'll be doing in an engineering job. Like for example, the most experience I had was my physics 12 class and my chemistry 12 class, which are not good examples, I guess. So going through the first year, kind of taking every single class and seeing, I can find what I like by what I don't like. And I really didn't like the civil engineering classes, and I really didn't like the electrical engineering classes. So it kind of narrowed down my options, which was really nice. And yeah, I find that for my friends as well. It was a chance to kind of, if you were interested in computer engineering, but you took an electrical engineering course you really liked, it gave you a second chance to reconsider. So it's a really good opportunity to, explore different fields and make sure that you're interested in one that you like at a university level.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm in materials engineering. Honestly, had like no idea what that was in high school. I probably wouldn't have ended up in materials if I'd gone to another school. But the first year process here allowed me to actually, again, like as you said, like realize what I liked, didn't like, but also like talking to upper year students as I'm taking those classes and then seeing the actual connection and like what they're learning versus what I'm kind of learning in my first year classes really helped me. So I found it really helpful, and I love materials now. So the first year general at UBC has been a very good experience for me. So we are getting to the end of our time. But before we end this presentation, I would like to give each panelist a chance to share a piece of advice to our prospective students who may be joining the UBC community in the coming years. Rosine, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. Honestly, the advice I always tell myself, get involved early and keep it going. Like once you don't wait until you're in second year to join a design team or volunteer or do anything just outside your academics, because like through getting involved, that's when you form a community, and that's how you build like your network and other aspects of an engineer other than just academic stuff. Yeah, so when you reach here, get involved early and keep it going until you graduate. So,
Yeah, amazing advice. I definitely agree. I got involved at Vancouver campus with the Engineering Undergraduate Society as a photographer my first year, kind of put my foot in the door. I didn't want too much commitment. And then second year got involved a bit more. And then now I'm the vice president of communications. Didn't expect that, but I wouldn't change anything that I've done. And it's been a really great experience. Amrita, any advice?
Yeah, I would say try your best to be a balanced person, to find balance between school, your sleep, and your friends and family. I feel like the biggest issue I've seen people face, at least in my friend group, is just being burnt out and getting tired of school and kind of losing sight of why you're doing it. So just remember to take care of yourself. It's really underrated.
That's really good advice. Thank you. And Heenan?
Yeah, I'd say just because you're studying engineering and you want to be an engineer doesn't mean that has to be your whole life. I think the time I've spent doing dodgeball leagues or painting competitions or volunteering as a chef have enriched my life a lot in college. And I think stuff outside of engineering just is something you should embrace and look for.
Definitely. And then, yeah, just something from me, just kind of connected to what everyone said. Just, yeah, enjoy your time, make those connections. University is an amazing experience, but you do only get to do it, have first year once. So make the most of it. And thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your UBC engineering student experiences. And for our viewers, thank you for listening. I hope you have learned more about UBC engineering and have enjoyed Open House so far. Right after this session on the stage, we're going to have our advising presentation. So this is where you can finally get all of those admissions questions answered. And then after that, I recommend that you check out the expo booths for some more live Q&A from each of the different programs. Thank you again to our panelists and for everybody who tuned in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.